Hello there, I'm Dr. Emily Carter. For many years, I've dedicated my career to geriatric health, helping people just like you live longer, healthier, more vibrant lives as they age. And today, I want to talk to you about something that seems minor, but may actually be quite serious: persistent itching. Have you ever had an itch that just won't go away, no matter how much lotion you use, no matter what soap you change to? Most people chalk it up to dry skin, allergies, or just aging. But sometimes, an itch is not just an itch. It's your body's way of trying to tell you something deeper is going on. Our bodies are incredibly wise. When something isn't quite right, they don't always shout. Sometimes, they whisper. And persistent, unexplained itching, that might be one of those whispers. Ignoring it could mean missing an early warning sign, one that could impact not only your comfort but also your health span and longevity. In today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 specific itchy spots on your body that you should pay close attention to, especially after age 60. These spots may be connected to hidden issues with circulation, the liver, blood sugar, nerves, or even heart health. But don't worry, with the right awareness and action, you can take back control and stay one step ahead. If you're someone who cares about aging well and staying independent, I invite you to subscribe to the channel and tap the notification bell so you won't miss out on future health tips designed just for you. And as you watch, feel free to leave a comment below. Maybe you've experienced one of these symptoms yourself, and your story could help someone else. Now, let's dive in. Our first itchy spot might be more familiar than you think, and it could be trying to tell you something right now. The very first area I want you to pay close attention to is your lower legs, especially around your shins and ankles. Have you ever had an itch in this area that just won't go away? No rash, no bite marks, just constant, nagging irritation. That itch could be more than skin deep. It might be an early warning sign of poor circulation, something that's incredibly common as we age, but often brushed aside. When blood struggles to flow properly to your legs, the skin there can become dry, fragile, and irritated. Sometimes, you might even feel tingling or numbness, signs that the nerves are also being affected due to a lack of oxygen-rich blood. Poor circulation can be caused by narrowed arteries, weakened veins, or even underlying heart disease. It's not just dry skin from aging, and it's definitely not something to ignore. Let me tell you about James, a 73-year-old patient of mine. He came in complaining of constant itching on his legs, especially at night. After some tests, we discovered he had circulatory insufficiency in his lower limbs. The good news: with simple changes, daily walks, better hydration, and a heart-healthy diet, his symptoms improved dramatically within a few months. Here's a quick test you can do at home. Press your thumb firmly into your shin for a few seconds, then release. If the white mark takes a long time to fade back to your normal skin color, that could be a sign your circulation isn't where it should be. A harmless itch might not be so harmless after all. Sometimes, it's your body's quiet way of asking for help. And trust me, taking action early could make all the difference. Because strong legs and good circulation are the foundation of healthy aging, let's give them the care they deserve. Now, let's talk about the second spot you really shouldn't ignore: your upper back, especially around the shoulder blades. Have you ever felt an itch right between your shoulders, the kind you just can't quite reach? Maybe you've used the corner of a wall or a long brush to relieve it. But here's a question for you: what if that stubborn itch isn't just dry skin or irritation? There's a lesser-known condition called notalgia paresthetica, and while the name sounds complicated, it's more common than you think. It happens when a nerve in your back gets compressed, usually due to spinal disc degeneration or age-related wear and tear. The pressure on that nerve sends false signals to your brain, making you feel itchy, tingly, or even like you're being pricked with tiny needles, even when nothing's visibly wrong with your skin. I remember a patient, Roger, 68 years old. He came to me complaining about relentless itching on his upper back. Lotions didn't help, and there was no rash. After an evaluation, we found he had nerve compression due to spinal changes. With a routine of physical therapy, better posture, and gentle daily stretching, he found significant relief over time. Here's a simple home test. Press gently on the itchy area. If you feel a tingling, numbness, or sharp sensation, it may be nerve-related, and that's your cue to seek a deeper look. The takeaway: if your upper back has been itching for weeks or even months, don't just ignore it or chalk it up to aging skin. It could be your spine and nerves trying to get your attention. Listen to your body sometimes, it whispers before it shouts. Have you ever had an itchy feeling on your palms and couldn't figure out why? No rash, no dry skin, no new soaps or chemicals. Yet the itch is there, nagging, especially at night. Well, here's something most people don't realize. Itching on the palms can actually be a signal from your liver. Yes, that's right. Your liver, an organ that often suffers in silence, might be trying to get your attention. When your liver isn't functioning properly, whether due to fatty liver disease, toxins, or declining liver function, it struggles to process and remove bile salts. These salts then build up in your bloodstream and can irritate the skin from the inside out, especially in sensitive areas like the palms and soleus. Let me tell you about Walter, a 72-year-old gentleman who came in with persistent itchy palms. He thought it was just dry skin or aging, but after some tests, we discovered he had early-stage fatty liver disease. The itch was one of the few warning signs. Once he switched to a cleaner diet, cut back on processed foods, and hydrated more regularly, the itching eased, and so did the strain on his liver. Here's a quick at-home check you can try. Press firmly into the center of your palm with your thumb. If the skin stays red for a while, or feels unusually tender, it might be a subtle clue that your liver needs support. The liver doesn't usually send pain signals like other organs, it communicates through subtle changes, and itching is one of them. So don't ignore what feels like a small symptom. Paying attention now could make a big difference for your overall health, energy, and even your longevity. Have you ever dealt with an itchy scalp that just won't go away even after switching shampoos, cleaning your hair thoroughly, and avoiding any new products? If so, you might be surprised to hear that this kind of itch could actually be a warning sign from your blood sugar levels. Yes, really. When your blood sugar is consistently high, or if your body has become resistant to insulin, it can trigger low-grade, chronic inflammation throughout your system. And your scalp, it's often one of the first places to feel the effects. This inflammation can make the skin on your scalp dry, itchy, and slower to heal, especially as we age. Many people mistake it for dandruff or allergies, but sometimes it's much deeper than skin deep. Let me tell you about Richard, a 69-year-old gentleman who came in with this exact issue. He'd been suffering from an itchy scalp for months. Nothing seemed to work, not even medicated shampoos. When we checked his blood, it turned out he was pre-diabetic. With just a few months of healthier eating, less sugar and refined carbs, more vegetables, and gentle daily exercise, the itching improved dramatically, and so did his blood sugar. Here's a quick self-check you can do right now. Run your fingers gently across your scalp. If you notice a widespread itching, tingling, or slight soreness, it might be time to have your blood sugar checked. That itch could be your metabolism trying to tell you something's off. Remember, your body speaks in whispers before it starts screaming. Don't wait for louder signs. If something as simple as a scalp itch keeps coming back, it might be more than skin deep. And listening early could make a big difference for your health down the road. Let me ask you something personal. Have you ever been lying in bed at night, just about to fall asleep, and suddenly, your feet start itching like crazy? Not just a little tickle, but a deep, nagging itch right in the soles of your feet. If that's you, don't ignore it, because this kind of itch, especially when it strikes at night, can actually be a red flag from your nervous system. Many people think foot itch is just dry skin or poor hygiene. But in older adults, frequent itching in the soles, especially when it comes with tingling, burning, or numbness, could point to peripheral neuropathy, a condition where the nerves, especially in the legs and feet, become damaged. This damage can come from poor circulation, long-standing diabetes, or even just aging. When your nerves are affected, they can start firing off false signals telling your brain that you're itching or burning, even when there's no actual irritant. And often, it gets worse at night because your body is at rest, and the brain becomes more sensitive to these signals. I remember a patient named Frank, 74 years old, who struggled with relentless itching in his feet for months. He thought it was just dry skin. But after a few tests, it turned out he had early-stage neuropathy linked to poor circulation and borderline diabetes. The good news: once he changed his diet, started walking every day, and took better care of his feet, his symptoms improved dramatically. There's actually a simple test you can try at home. Grab a pen cap or something with a smooth edge, and gently run it across the soles of both feet. Do they feel the same, or is one foot more numb, more sensitive, or tingly than the other? If the sensations differ, your nerves might not be working the way they should. Now, I'm not saying every foot itch is something serious, but recurring, unexplained itching in your solace is never something to brush off, especially if you're over 50 or managing a chronic condition like diabetes or high blood pressure. Our feet are literally what carry us through life, and they often give us the earliest clues when something inside is going wrong. So next time your solace itch, ask yourself, is this my skin talking, or my nerves trying to get my attention? Because in health, the smallest signs often speak the loudest if we choose to listen. So now that we've gone through those 5 itchy warning signs, let's take a moment to really think about what they're telling us. Itchy lower legs, that could be your circulation struggling. Itchy upper back, a sign your nerves might be irritated or compressed. Palms of your hands suddenly itchy for no reason. That could be your liver raising a red flag. Your scalp constantly itchy but it's not dandruff. Could be blood sugar or prediabetes talking. And finally, itchy solace of the feet, especially at night. That's often linked to nerve damage. These aren't just everyday itches. They could be your body's way of whispering, sometimes shouting that something deeper needs attention. Here's the truth, as we get older, we often learn to tolerate discomfort. We chalk things up to just age or nothing serious, but ignoring these signs might mean missing a critical window to take back control of our health. Let me ask you, when was the last time you really listened to your body? I've seen people turn their lives around just by paying attention to small changes, like Frank with his itchy feet who caught his neuropathy early, or Walter who changed his diet after his itchy palms revealed liver trouble. You don't need to panic, but you do need to be curious. Be proactive. That small itch could be your chance to prevent something big. And the earlier we listen, the better our chances of staying independent, active, and thriving well into our golden years. So if any of these stories hit close to home, tell us about it in the comments. Have you experienced something similar? Did a strange symptom ever lead you to discover a deeper health issue? And if you found this video helpful, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and share it with someone you care about. You never know who might need this information right now. Here's my final thought for you. Your body is your lifelong companion. Treat it with respect, listen when it speaks, and it will take care of you in return. Let's age not just with more years, but with more life in our years. Take care of yourself. I'll see you in the next video.